Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do continue, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. Izuku has been through quite a bit of things. He faced off against members of Alpha 9. He then faced off against actual anomalies who were on the Alpha 9 team. Against the standard humanoid team, he showed hunting prowess, along with the fact that he has in the best way of saying it, tactical and predatory mind. Deku followed the rules and did not harm people too much. However, when it came to actually dealing with the Alpha 9 anomalous team, the SCPs the Foundation has deputized, he showed a lot more physical power. Now, Deku, after the fight was ended, he was brought back into containment, and the O5 Council, they were putting things up to a bit of a vote. Right now, a lot is happening. They're still looking into a few anomalies, and after going back and forth on many of them, they want to try and do a termination attempt on an anomaly using Izuku Midoriya, or the reptilian child. And that, right now, is where we will pick up. Currently with Izuku. Izuku, he does sit there. A lot going through his mind. Right now he is laying outside, out in the field. The Foundation has allowed him to come up here and stay inside the greenhouse. It's a rather nice place. It's cozy. There's plenty of sunlight. That's the right word. It's the right one. He likes it. He also likes the dirt, the grass, cozy, comfy to lay in. And this, it does pass through Deku's mind. Currently, him, so laying there, sleeping on the grass. A lot currently not going through his mind. And somebody, they currently do this step forwards, bending down and bringing their hand down, softly tapping on Izuku's shoulder. And Deku, he does this one stir. Him goes on sit up and talk about how cozy the mulch is in the grass, and how it's nice to nap in. Currently him turning his head, seeing a strange person who he can't... Symbol on head make face weird. That on Deku's mind. And currently the man would go to step over and walk over to a bench, expressing to the reptilian child. He'd like to talk to him. He's not in trouble. However, he is here on behalf of people higher up. Currently Deku, somewhat sitting up, looking at the man, a bit confused, as he would hold a hat to his chest, currently also holding a file, expressing. They want to ask him some questions, and they would like to understand a bit more about him. They are going to show him something. They understand he had an adverse reaction to seeing something before, but they want to know. Currently them holding up a picture, asking Izuku if he's ever encountered something like this before, and if he might be afraid of it. They want to send him out to destroy something. They wanted to send him out to take down an anomaly, one that has been deemed far too dangerous to let run amok. One that is simple, isolated, and, well, they have been monitoring. It will also allow Izuku to run out in the wild for some time, until he does come back. And Deku does stare at the strange thing. Him talking about how those things taste funny. And the person would turn back, looking at the picture of a spider, before holding up a larger picture, turning to Izuku, holding it out to him. And Deku does his own stare on, currently them expressing, this is the current target. Along with that, anything that is remotely like this with 8 legs in the vicinity. It's quite simple. These things have become a lot more dangerous in more recent years, and while the Foundation has been able to contain them, they have lost a number of personnel trying to hold them back. They repopulate at a very high frequency. Their numbers improve, and one bite is considered lethal to the average human. However, lucky for them, they have a specimen that should be in Foundation custody. And, well, if it is venomous, they want it to bite Izuku. It would take him down, and he would automatically adapt to be able to respond to it. He will be rewarded if he can eliminate every single one of the SCP. And there currently is Dr. Bright, who would walk into the current room and close the door loudly. Him going to actually turn back and see Izuku. And Deku, he does his own sit there covered in mulch, sitting by a bench. Him walking over and seeing the file sitting there. And Deku is looking around, trying to stare for where the person went. Huh? Currently, Dr. Bright sitting on the bench and leaning back, opening the file. Huh. This is a bit strange. Why is SCP-1006 here? Where did Izuku get this file? Strange man brought it. Set it down. Said, kill? wait, hold on. Strange man? Did you see him? Not... No. Oh my god. You ran into an O5. Oh my god, I should have been here to see it. But wait, hang on. Termination attempt. Okay. Oh my god, this is amazing. Currently, Dr. Bright turning to the file, holding it out to Izuku, expressing, is this what they want him to terminate? Yes. Oh my god, the O5s want you to kill communist spiders. A colony of communist spiders. Oh, I am loving this today. Currently, Dr. Bright trying to think of multiple things to say. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I fucking love the SCP Foundation. Because let's be honest, it's crazy as shit. Anyways, now, with that being said and done, currently Dr. Bright is a bit happy. Him beginning to go over a few things in the file. And Izuku is brought back down, however, he would go to someone say. Currently him turning to the greenhouse about how it was lovely to be here and nap here today. And it was quite comfy in the dirt. Currently him turning and going to leave, because he currently doesn't need to shower and get cleaned up, especially for the fact that the O5 want this to be a solo operation. Izuku, if he is able to build the immunity and immediately adapt, whenever he does head in, he will catch them all by surprise. However, things do get a lot more treacherous. That's where they want him to be. I mean, hell, if they wanted to, they can send him in with a flamethrower, but that would cause more damage to the national park, and they don't really want that. They want Izuku to head in and use the full extent of his anomalous abilities, take down the communist spider colony, and make sure none of them can escape. I mean, they're venomous, highly venomous, and there is fear that if they can reproduce on a massive scale. From the information the O5 Council has gained and the SCP Foundation does have, these spiders are dangerous because of one reason. They believe the world is a certain circumference. They've already covered over 500 meters of a national park. They believe they have half the world. The moment they find out they don't, they will get to work on trying to expand as fast as possible. They are taking their sweet time because they believe They have already won and are unchallenged. But the moment they find out otherwise, they will immediately change their tune. And Deku, yeah. After hearing about how a researcher gained the trust of a spider and then was foaming at the mouth after it betrayed him, it definitely does seem rather ominous. These things are dangerous, and from what he can understand, lab grown and created. So, it is right to assume there is more than one colony like this out there. And currently there actually is Zuko, who after he is bitten by the spider and does get a head out, he currently does have a few things going through his mind. Currently a Foundation helicopter heading out with Zuko. And Deku, he does go somewhat sit there. A lot passing through his head as currently we do cut over to Dr. Bright. And Dr. Bright, he does go to somewhat sit there. Him looking around and a lot more surprised. Bringing his hands down and thinking about a few things. I mean, he's still got his hair, he's still got, well, I mean, all the equipment is still in place, so that's nice. And he's. Huh. Dr. Bright? Hmm? Oh. Uh. I'm assuming I'm here for a reason. Especially after, immediate reality warping effects. Am I in trouble for something? Or did you guys find. Never mind. Why am I here? Dr. Bright, could you please finish your prior statement? I would rather not because I feel like it would be a result of disciplinary action. Disciplinary action. Yeah, that. Dr. Bright, are you currently on something? No, 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 no. I'm perfectly sober. I've learned that lesson. Though, never mind. I'm assuming that the O5s used reality warping to get me here. There's a problem. Dr. Bright, we want to go over a few things with you. Current information the O5 Council has attained. Are you willing to be cooperative, or we have to restrain you? I'm willing to hear you out. Good, because that was not really an option. Now, Dr. Bright, you are aware that the reptile's child currently is on a mission. Fact of the matter is, many members of the Foundation are currently aware of it, especially over at Site 14. This was supposed to be a solo operation, conducted well, silently and stealthily. We wanted to wait for many more results to come out. You're using him as a hit squad. Dr. Bright, if you do want to be so crass and to give it that term, then yes. We are taking the necessary precautions to neutralize an SCP. Fact of the matter is, we could take precautions against many SCPs, many anomalies that we do not still fully yet understand. However, we have been putting sufficient enough resource into monitoring the current anomaly at hand. It has been rather strange, not good, uncooperative, and very hostile towards our organization. The communist spiders. You seem very fond of that term, Dr. Bright. How can I fucking not be? Listen, I'll be honest with all the O5s. I've been rather bored, and I've been rather, you know, dealing with a few things. You guys basically made me a babysitter. And while I do appreciate the interesting assignment and interesting challenge, I've got to say, while I'm here, no, Dr. Bright. Fine, I'll drop that. But why am I exactly here? Because, Dr. Bright, we want to inform you of something. Something that is quite an extensive offer we've gone through. You sound disappointed. Exhausted, more like it, Dr. Bright. Listen, we wish to instill in the boy loyalty to the Foundation. Along with that, we are willing to give him certain privileges, some that are considered spoiling a child, spoiling the anomaly. Dr. Bright, he has the mental state of a child. That is quite simple and quite plain to see. Along with that, recent test has shown that he is nearly 8 years old, genetically speaking, from the time of his birth. No belly button. And as far as we are aware, we do not believe that he was born the same way a regular lizard might be. We do not know enough information about SCP-682 to begin with to understand how exactly one of his species could be even brought into the world. It is believed to be cloning. And that's the thing. As he does mature, we want you to make him more serious. Make him more aware. The Foundation does provide, along with protect. He is rather strange. The opposite of what we usually deal with world-ending monsters, and things we cannot control. You know, hearing O5 actually put that into words is rather strange. It must be, isn't it? Then again, Dr. Bright, we've had this conversation for over a century. The SCP Foundation, they have the capabilities to do a lot. I'm aware. Yes, yes you are. You have been rather difficult and tricky to pin down. You've been rather difficult and tricky to even keep in line, yet you are still loyal to the organization. We take care of your brother and your sister. Dr. Bright, the silence doesn't mean that you will get an answer. No, Dr. Bright. Do not speak. I was not done talking. The O5s and I have all come to an agreement. One. What? That's rather ominous, and I don't like the silence. So, could you sort of speed this up? I know you guys are rather busy. Let me guess. You guys are dealing with a French centipede next. Dr. Bright? Sorry. I just thought that was a really... If you say the following words that I believe that you are going to say, you will be shot. Fine. Take all the fun out of this. We are willing to reinstate one rule to be removed from the Dr. Bright cannot do something book. Wait. Wait. Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Currently, all the O5s staring at the man, and I immediately seen the change in personality. One rule removed from a list of over 300 things he cannot do. And the man is beginning to have them run through his entire mind. I mean, he can't use 279 to stir his coffee. He can't use it for recreational purposes. He can't use it to mess around and make fun of things with staff. Hell, he can't use it to get through the locks on the door, or if the door is locked and he can't get through it. I mean, if he's right, that's the one that's powered... Wait, no. No, he's thinking of another... No, wait. God damn it. He's so excited right now. All the anomalies are messed up in his head. Currently, this is going through his mind. And while that's currently happening, we do cut over to Izuku, who right now has a lot rushing through his mind, as currently the helicopter does get over the area. And Izuku, he does begin to look down. Currently, him looking around and turning to the person, them bring their own hand up and informing the anomaly. The area is directly below. Remember, Scorched Earth Protocol. And Deku, with his own turn, him looking at his own thumb and going to bring out his little finger. him holding it out and then staring at the person's hand, closing his little finger and holding up his thumb, before going to turn and fall forwards. And the person will get his own stare on, because Izuku, he's not wearing a parachute. And Deku does begin to fall from a massive height. Currently, him looking down as they're actually with the wings on his back, they do begin to actually fold out of his skin. Currently, them flying upwards as they do begin to actually take shape. Them begin to actually slow Deku's descent as the wings do start to expand. And Deku, he does begin to fly down. Currently, him with a few things under his mind. The place down below is nice. It looks pretty. However, he needs to kill. He needs to fight. And a part of him is rather happy this is happening. A part of him is rather intrigued by what's going to be going on. And currently Izuku, he'll get us on land in the area. Him going to look around and seeing the current situation. As he would, going to see spiderwebs covering the area. Currently him walking forwards and directly to one, bringing his hands up and ripping through them with his claws. And the moment he does do that, there actually are some spiders do begin to come down. Some looking at Izuku, and Deku going to look up. Him saying words that are in English. And he does begin to start reading a few things. However, the actual one of the spiders would actually land on Deku's shoulder and then try to bite into him. And Deku, he does just not sit there. Right now their teeth unable to sink into his highly durable skin. Deku has been through years of combat, facing off against multiple anomalies. And honestly, some spider teeth are not going to get through that armor. So hell, they have a good chance. And currently Deku, whenever one spider does come down, he would turn, bring up his hand and grabbing it. Currently him shoving it directly into his mouth. And Izuku would crunch down. Currently him looking around as other spiders do begin to move around the area. And Deku, he has to bring his hands up. Him going down on all fours and beginning to get ready. Currently him beginning to adapt. Feeling the poison covering his mouth and getting into his blood. Now, Izuku does begin to look at a few things in the area. And currently, he does begin to run around, slicing his way through and trying to kill as many spiders as possible, seeing many of varying size. And right now some of them are beginning to try to attack him en masse, while others are trying to retreat. And this, it does alert the Supreme Leader, I believe it's called. I looked into this anomaly the other day and I found it, and I looked into it earlier before I started recording. So yeah, I believe it's called the Supreme Leader. I'm way too hyper with this. I love fucking SCP. I got my creative juices flowing, dude. Now, Deku, he does currently rush through the area, sweeping away and destroying multiple spiderwebs, trying to make sure not to let any SCP-1006 survive. And right now Deku, he is doing his best. Multiple spiders trying to bite into him as Deku, he will gonna do one simple thing. He just does bring up his claws and slice and slice and slice. Along with the fact that Deku, he really doesn't need to do much else. These are normal spiders. Many of them are just anomalous, and the fact they are intelligent. However, whenever Deku does begin to get further and further in, he would begin to meet larger and larger spiders, before meeting one that is massive. And this thing, yeah, it doesn't like the fact that Izuku is here. And currently Deku does stand before it. Currently it's scurrying towards him and trying to throw itself out towards him. Currently Deku bringing his own hand up and letting the spider sink its teeth directly into his arm. And Deku does begin to feel the poison firing into his system. And Deku will bring his hand backwards and stab it out directly forwards into his head. Right now him stabbing the spider down and ripping off its own head. However, right now Deku, he would go on turn, Him going to actually fall over as he is lay there for 1 second. We're now him beginning to feel the venom pump through his entire body. A massive, massive amount of it. A higher than lethal dose. And currently Izuku, he is beginning to get surrounded by spiders. He killed their leader, and many of them do begin to bombard him around the area. And Izuku, whenever he does to fall over and die, his body does begin to reanimate. Currently, it beginning to heat up and trying to burn this infection out of his body, along with making sure that the area, it is sufficiently destroyed of everything. The threat covering Izuku. Now, Izuku, he does begin to actually produce fire. And the moment he does, going to sit back up, there actually is where a massive explosion will begin to rock the area. Currently, it blasting away everything and incinerating everything around 10 feet. And Deku, the moment he does to get back up, a massive fire does begin to break out around him. And currently Izuku will look around. Him beginning to breathe fire and turning, looking around. Beginning to kill everything around him that is anomalous. And currently the forest, it does begin to go up. All those webs connected together. Now, there actually is the team that does sit there above, waiting on a few things. And the moment they saw a fire break out, they realized something. The anomalous SCP on their side adapted, and he must have encountered something that killed him. So, that's fucking bad. Now, it does mean quite a bit. Deku has something on his person that will activate whenever the mission is done. All he needs to do is press that button. And currently, Deku does begin to make his way through. It takes him a total of 3 hours. However, he makes sure to hunt down every single instance he can encounter and find, making sure they're gone, they're dead, making sure they could not have gotten away. It was simple. They thought that in massive numbers they can take him down. He took down the biggest and strongest of them. So, band together and unite. It was that simple. They will not falter to the enemy. They will not cease to the enemy. They will take down, well, the invader. And Izuku, he tore them to shreds. Now, people, they do begin to take notice of the fire. And currently, law enforcement, along with other agencies, do begin to respond in appropriate ways. People inside the forest, they begin to try and help. And Izuku, because of what the area is, he does have to get out of there. Him camouflaging his body and beginning to move away. And this does mean quite a lot. Right now Izuku made sure everything burned. However, the Foundation might need to come in case something may have survived. They will need to patrol the surrounding area. Make sure they got all of them. I mean, this is a major thing. Their agents can deal with the stragglers, but the main hive, the main nest of spiders, it being finally down is good on them. It's good for them. And Izuku, whenever he is able to be picked up and brought back into Foundation custody, they do reward him. Deku is given more privileges and even a few things that will allow him to be better suited for the Foundation. Now, with that being said, the Foundation, they do currently have a few other ideas as to what to do. A few other anomalies Izuku might be able to go in and either take down or neutralize for them. He already got one, and he's only been in their custody for less than a year. 5 years from now, there's an idea. How exactly he could benefit them. They gave him what he wanted, a fight. However, he seemed rather distressed at the fact that that thing didn't put up much of one. So they gotta fix that. And if they can, Izuku will be better suited for their needs. And there currently is Dr. Bright, who does have a lot going through his mind. Him still thinking about what could happen. He wanted to pick exactly which rule the Foundation removed. However, the O5 Council, they're not going to fucking do that. They will remove one of those rules. Hopefully, that incentive gets Dr. Bright to act more professional, more serious, and honestly, they know which rule he might want. If they give him that, it's going to cause more problems. Especially because they're basically allowing it by extending that rule and null voiding it. Making that rule null and void. Anyways, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And honestly, if you guys do want to check out the SCP 1006, I'd recommend it. It's actually an interesting story. Even though it's, well, a spider or arachnid SCP. Yeah, I cut a few things out, but mainly the premise is the exact same. And honestly, whoever created this SCP, I gotta give them props. I would not have fucking expected to run into one of these things. Like, seriously, it was just funny to me. The moment I realized I was gonna do this, I could not fucking wait to record. It was amazing. It was fun. It was silly. I had a fucking good ass time. Have a good night, guys.